Yo, what's up, Broncos Country? How's it going today, guys? So, this is a new channel I'm starting called Rocky Mountain Blitz. This is all about Broncos football. Just things, news, reports that come out. This is all the stuff I'm going to be talking about on this page. And this is going to be the first video of it. I'm going to make a few videos through the next couple of days, and I'm going to start posting and, getting this stuff out there so that way people can come to my page and check it out if they want to. So, today's topic, what I want to talk about is Russell Wilson and free agency and what the Broncos are probably going to do in the draft, this year. So here we go. So by this time next week, Russell Wilson will probably not be a Denver Bronco anymore. I know the free agency period, I think, starts on the 13th, or maybe here in the next week or and a half or so. Russell Wilson's probably going to be cut. Now, I've been seeing people say that we should, eat all the cap money this year, $85 million in one season. So by 2025, he's off our books. We ain't got to worry about it no more. But I personally don't like that. I think they should divide it up amongst 2 years. This year, just like everybody knew before, $35 million this year and $50 million next year. Divide the cap. Because either way you go, 2024, we're not going to be very good. We're probably going to be bad. We're still going to have a lot of holes on this roster. And this year, 2024, should be a building block. See what players you're going to keep. Trot them out there. See how good Sanders does, or Marvin Mims, or McLaughlin, or McMillan. Get all these young guys out there and see how they're going to do. Also, you draft your quarterback. Now, that's a big speculation. No one knows what the Broncos are going to do at quarterback. I know a lot of people are talking about getting a vet, but I highly doubt that's going to be even possible at all. I really do. With the dead cap, whichever way you go, if you eat all of it this year or if you divide it up amongst this year and next year, you're not going to be able to sign a vet. You're not going to be able to sign like a Kirk Cousins. Baker Mayfield's probably going to stay in Tampa. So you're not going to be able to sign a vet. So I honestly believe you're going to have to go after a rookie this year. And I've been kind of out of the beat, the last month. Ever since the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs won it, I haven't really been paying attention to football much. But it seems like the stuff has shifted for Broncos country. I know before the Super Bowl, everybody was talking about how Penix was going to be the next Broncos quarterback. That's what people wanted. That's who people wanted. Now it seems like everybody's going to McCarty as the next quarterback. Everybody's saying his style is good. He looks great. We're not going to be in the top, to get Caleb Williams, which honestly I wouldn't want anyway. Caleb Williams is nothing but drama. I actually heard a report today that I think his father is his agent, and his father's like gassing him up like he's the next Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, which he's not. I mean, he's good, but he's never going to be that good. So I'm out on Caleb Williams. I mean, he's out on. We're not going to get him anyway. He's probably going to go number 1 or number 2, and I doubt the Broncos trade up that high. If anything, the Broncos are probably going to wind up trading up to maybe like pick 8 at the highest, with the Falcons, because, and that might not even happen. It might be pick 7 or pick 9, because from what I'm understanding, the Falcons are looking to trade for Justin Fields. So I don't see that happening. I think we're probably going to stay at 12 and take who we can, whether if it's Bo Nix or J.J. McCarty, if they're there, which I'm assuming they would be. I don't think those guys are going to go in the top 10. Another one I've heard about that kind of surprised me was Drake May was falling on the draft order. Apparently his arm strength's not very good. So I don't think Drake May could be a Broncos quarterback. I don't think he could be, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he might show something else. I don't know. Who was the other one? Jaden Daniels. He's probably going to go in the top 3 along with Caleb Williams. So I'm fine with J.J. McCarty. Michael Penix, I don't know. Honestly, we just have to wait and see. But as far as that goes, Russell Wilson's probably going to be gone. Or he's not most likely going to be gone. He is going to be gone by, in the next week and a half. He's off the Broncos roster. I watched both those interviews. I watched the one with Russell Wilson and Brandon Marshall. I also watched the one with Sean Payton. He's gone. Russell Wilson is not going to be a Denver Bronco next year. There's no way. And honestly, I don't want him to be. I just, I don't like, and honestly, all that stuff about the Broncos threatening to bench him if he didn't, change his date on his injury guarantee, which they weren't asking him to restructure. It was them asking him to push back his guarantee date for his injury money. Has anybody ever heard, or anybody heard anything about that since then? Because I haven't. Like, I seen him on the podcast with Brandon Marshall the other day, and that was it. Like, I mean, he talked about it a little bit, but it seems like it's kind of died down since the season ended. So I don't see that the Broncos threatened Russell Wilson to bench him. Yes, they benched him, but they benched him 7 weeks after that happened. After supposedly threatening him to bench him if he didn't push that date back. And they didn't. They benched him after they were officially eliminated from the playoffs, which is after that Patriots loss, which, honestly, if Russ couldn't beat the Patriots, he shouldn't be the quarterback of the team. Not saying that he was the only one at fault in that game. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of factors, but he's getting paid $250 million to be the franchise quarterback, and I'm sorry, he doesn't deserve that money. Either you take a pay cut or you play better. Like, it's just like any of you guys at your job. Like, if you're not performing well, you're not going to get a raise. You're probably going to get fired. And the fact that he's making millions and people feel bad for him, I have no sympathy for Russ. I like him as a person. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a little fake sometimes, but, I mean, he's not a horrible person. I just think he's a bad football player. He's, over the hill. He's done. His NFL career is done. That's how I feel about it. And it's not me being a Russell hater, just like a couple years ago, like people call him, people Drew Lock haters. Like, you don't have to hate the guy personally. You can like the guy personally, but doesn't mean you have to like his play. But like I said, Russell Wilson's making $250 million to suck, basically. Why would you want to keep him? And then people are trying to say, oh, we should keep him for another year or another 2 years. You do realize if we go into next season and we have Russell after next season, it's going to be even worse if we cut him next offseason. Or I think the season after that gets a little lighter. But why? Why keep pushing down the road, the rebuild? You need to do the rebuild and just get it done. This whole, we're one player away or we're just, one quarterback away has been what the Broncos have been saying for the past 8 years, and it hasn't been the case. The Joe Flaccos, the Drew Locks, the Case Keenums, the Paxton Lynches, the Brock Osweilers, the Trevor Siemians, the Russell Wilsons, the Teddy Bridgewaters. I'm sick of going down this road. Yeah, Paxton Lynch and Drew Lock we drafted. Paxton Lynch was a bust. He was just downright terrible. And Drew Lock, honestly, never got a fair shot. Like, a defensive coach with a young rookie QB, look around the league and see how many have done well. You could say Josh Allen and the Bills, but honestly, that was more of a credit to Brian Daboll than it was Sean McDermott. Brian Daboll made him. If you're going to have a defensive guy as head coach and you're going to draft a young QB, you have to nail the offensive coordinator position. If you don't, that QB is probably not going to last. And honestly, I think it's just time to move on. Not just for us, but for Russ too. It's been 2 years of failure. He's not used to this. I mean, we are. We've been used to it for the past 8 years. But this is something new to Russ. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the last year in Seattle, they made the playoffs with Russ. Even though they weren't that great. But still, this is the first time in his career, these last 2 years, that he's failed to make the playoffs and was under 500 as a quarterback. So maybe it is a new time for a new fresh start for both sides. And honestly, I'd rather, since even if we keep Russ, we're still going to suck next year. Only, like I said, for the simple fact that we hardly have any draft picks. All the money is going to be tied up in Russ. You ain't going to have money or draft picks to, rebuild this roster. Either way you go, whether if you go with Russ or if you get rid of him and get a rookie, you're not going to be very good next year. So why not take that year that you're probably not going to be very good, get a rookie and develop him. That way you could be like, okay, he's our guy for the future. Sean Payton gets his guy. He gets to, build around him. He gets to, take that chance and, see if he can develop a young guy. And if the quarterback can hack it, if he could still, if he can do it. If not, then you just go back to the well. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean you stop doing it. With going in the free agency market, that's a different story. Because, like, when you draft a rookie quarterback, yes, the development, I understand that. But you're only giving up one draft pick. And the quarterback's going to be on a rookie deal. For a vet quarterback, you're going to have to give up a lot more money. And in some instances, picks and money, like Russell Wilson, we had to give up a bunch of picks to get him. And we gave him that massive contract. And it backfired. So I'd rather have a year to where we know we're probably going to have a down year again. Give the rookie some time to develop. Let Sean develop his guy. You know, spend this draft and next draft. You know, get out of the Russell Wilson contract and build through the draft. That's what I think we should do. I understand this whole concept of, you know, sticking with Russ another year when it's going to be even worse to cut him after this year. If we keep him for 2024, why would you do that? Why would you make it worse on yourself? Yeah, it's not going to be no pleasant experience doing it this offseason, but it would be better to do it this offseason than it would next offseason. And honestly, at least if you know you're going to suck, I'd rather have the fact that we got a rookie back there or out there learning and developing, because that gives you something to look forward to the future. You keep Russ out here and say he does play, you know, somewhat decent, and then, you know, they're like, oh, let's keep him another year. But you're still in the same boat next offseason. Yeah, you could draft a rookie quarterback and keep Russ. But why? Why stunt the growth? Like, if you're going to be bad, a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're putting the rookie out there to fail. No, you're putting him out there, giving him experience. So by the time this team is ready to go, you can finally fill the holes on the team. He's got the experience and he's ready to go. And him and Sean Payton can work together. Like, that's what they should do. Like, I mean, in the perfect world, you want to build your roster first and then get the quarterback. But we don't have the funds or the draft picks to do that. We got to take a swing and we got to get our rookie, get him in there, get him experience, and then build the team around him. Like, we ain't going to be like the Chiefs. You know, where they had the roster, they had the coach, and they had a vet in there, and then he wasn't getting it done. They were getting to the playoffs, but he wasn't getting them to the Super Bowl, and they went out and drafted Patrick Mahomes, and, you know, they already had a somewhat stacked team around them, at least a stacked offense, with a great offensive-minded head coach, and they were able to, you know, win right away. Or, for instance, like, who was the other team? I can't remember the other team off the top of my head. Oh, the 49ers. Stacked the roster. Got Brock Purdy. And what happened? They made it to the Super Bowl this year. Granted, yes, they lost. But still, Brock Purdy's first full year as a starter, they had a stacked team around him. They built the team around him, drafted him, gave him his first full year as a starter, and guess what? The guy made it to the Super Bowl. That's the way you want to do it. But in our instance, we can't do that. We gave up so much money, so many draft picks for Russell Wilson, that we put ourselves in this position. So we have to get the quarterback. Pray to God we get the quarterback. Because I know a lot of people say you want to win a Super Bowl with your quarterback on the rookie deal. Well, that's probably not going to be the way we do it. We're going to have to draft the quarterback, develop him, and build the team as we have him, you know, on the team building and learning. So that's what I think we should do. I really need to get back into watching more tape. Like I said, I haven't really watched too much college football. I haven't really been watching McCarty. I haven't even watched the Combine yet. I really need to get into it and start watching it again and, you know, just seeing what's what. And I was actually talking to a buddy of mine today that said Caleb Williams wasn't even going to throw at the Combine. He wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to test. He wasn't going to do nothing. And I'm like, really, dude? You're a college quarterback coming out of college going into the NFL draft. Honestly, I feel bad for whatever team drafts Caleb Williams this year. Yes, he'll probably be a tremendous talent, but with his attitude, no. I would not give the keys of the franchise to a kid like that. And from my understanding, excuse me, Caleb Williams has already made $10 million. He's a millionaire already. So the reason why he's making all these crazy demands is because he's already got the money. He doesn't care. Like, for him to come into the NFL, it's a privilege it's a privilege for anybody, but he's not coming in here like, oh, you know, I'm hungry. I'm a young, hungry rookie quarterback, and I want that money and I want to win. He's already got the money. He doesn't care about that. So I'm glad we're not in a position to draft Caleb Williams. If we do trade up, into the top 3, which in that case, if we were drafting in the top 3 or trading to the top 3, I'm sorry, we would have to trade Patrick Surtain, our best corner. Actually, our best player all around. So if we're going to do that, I'd rather go after Jaden Daniels. If we're going to draft in the top 3, trade up, and we're going to do that and trade Patrick Surtain, give me Jaden Daniels. Because if what people are saying is true, that Drake May is kind of dropping in the draft, I don't want to be like the 49ers and trade future picks, a future superstar, honestly probably one of the best corners in the game, if not the best corner, to get Drake May, and then he's terrible. Because then we'll be the 49ers drafting Trey Lance. Give me Jaden Daniels. I don't want Caleb Williams because of his, his attitude, his ego. I don't want Drake May if he is falling in the draft and he doesn't look that good and doesn't have the arm strength. Please give me Jaden Daniels. But if we can't do that, honestly, I don't know who I would take between Nix, Penix, or JJ. Like I said, I have to watch the video. I have to watch the tape and just see what they look like and see how good they are. Because like I said, a lot of people I talk to are wanting JJ. So I need to go check it out. But this is it for the first episode of Rocky Mountain Blitz. Like I said, I'm going to be making more videos, and pretty soon, hopefully, I'll be getting a lot of people in here to watch. And I want to continue doing this because I think it's just something fun to do. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for anything else other than just, for fun. And it's actually a blast to do. I love getting on here and just rambling, talking about Broncos. There's nothing, pretty much everything up here is all Broncos related. But like I said, first episode of Rocky Mountain Blitz. There's going to be a lot more coming. But I will start getting people in here, and the more people I get, the more videos I'm going to make and the more fun I'm going to have. And the more information I can give to you guys. So comment down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.